Mirandasya Gana Gana Salakya Shakshur Unmilita Yanatasme Shivare Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhattarani Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Smatana Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Namaste Sachiravani Paspachari Sri Chaitanya Manonistam Stapitam Yana Bhutale Swayam Rupagadhanayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandaham Sri Guru Sri Uta Parakamanam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Shah Sri Rupam Sagriyatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaritam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitam Shah Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Mustute Tapta Kanchana Govinda Radha Vrindavaneshwari Shri Shavana Sutadevi Pranam Vanchakala Vyasha Vipasubhe Vyasha Patitanam Namo Vaishnadeyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, Chapter 1, Text 8. Can you repeat? Jaya,
Jaya,
Kale,
Kale,
Tu, Satvasya,
Satvasya,
Devashin,
Devashin,
Radyaso,
Rajaso,
Suran,
Sura,
Tamaso,
Tamaso,
Yaksha,
Yaksha,
Rakshamsi,
Rakshamsi,
Tat,
Tat,
Kalanuguno,
Kalanguno,
Vadyat.
Vajat,
Try to follow line by line. Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Devashin Rajaso Suram,
Devashim Rajaso Suram,
Devashin Rajaso Suram,
Devashim Rajaso Suram,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tamaso Yaksham Rakshamsi,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tat Kalanuguno Vadyat,
Satkarano Guno Jayat,
Tat Kalanuguno Vadyat,
Satkarano Guno Jayat,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Devashin Rajaso Suram,
Devashim Rajaso Suram,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tat Kalanuguno Vadyat,
Satkarano Guno Bhajat,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Jaya Kale tu Satvasya,
Devashin Rajaso Suram,
Devashim Rajaso Suram,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tamaso Yaksha Rakshamsi,
Tat Kalanuguno Vadyat.
Satkarano Guno Bhajat.
That's iPads or iPods here. Jaya Kale,
Jaya Kale,
in the time of prominence, to indeed,
Satvasya,
of goodness, Deva, demigods, Rishim, the sages, Rajasa, of passion, Asuran, the demons, Tamasaha, of ignorance, Yaksha Rakshamsi, the Yakshas and the Rakshasas, Tat Kala Anugunaha, yes, according to the particular time, Abhajat, fostered, yes. When the translation, when the quality of goodness is prominent, the sages and demigods flourish with the help of that quality, with which they are infused and surcharged by the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when the mode of passion is prominent, the demons flourish. And when ignorance is prominent, the yakshas and rakshasas flourish. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in everyone's heart, fostering the reactions of Sattva Gun, Raja Gun, and Tama Gun. Can you repeat? When the quality of goodness is prominent, the sages and demigods flourish. With the help of that quality. With which they are infused. And surcharged. By the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when the mode of passion is prominent,
Similarly, when the mode of passion is prominent,
the demons flourish.
the demons flourish.
And when ignorance is prominent,
When ignorance is prominent,
the yakshas and rakshasas flourish.
the yakshas and rakshasas flourish.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead
The Supreme Personality of Godhead
is present in everyone's heart,
is present in everyone's heart,
fostering the reactions of Sattva Gun, Raja Gun, and Tama Gun.
fostering the reactions of Sattva Gun, Raja Gun, and Tama Gun.
Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not partial to anyone. The conditioned soul is under the influence of the various modes of material nature, and behind material nature is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But one's victory and loss under the influence of Sattva Gun, Raja Gun, and Tama Gun are reactions of these modes. But one's victory and loss under the influence of Sattva Gun, Raja Gun, and Tama Gun are reactions of these modes, not of the Supreme Lord's partiality. Srila Jiva Goswami in the Bhagavad Sandarbha has clearly said, Sattva dhayo nasanti she yatrasha prakrita guna sa sudha sarva suddevya Kuman adhya prashidato ladini sandini samvit tvayeka sarasamstito ladata pakari mishra tvaino gunavardite. According to this statement of the Bhagavata Sandarbha, the Supreme Lord, being always transcendental to the material qualities, is never affected by the influence of these qualities. This same characteristic is also present in the living being, but because he is conditioned by material nature, even the pleasure potency of the Lord is manifested in the conditioned soul as troublesome. In the material world, the pleasure enjoyed by the conditioned soul is followed by many painful conditions. For instance, we have seen that in the two great wars which were conducted when the Raja Gun and Tama Gun, both parties were actually ruined. The German people declared war against the English to ruin them, but the result was that both parties were ruined. Although allies were apparently victorious, at least on paper, actually neither of them were victorious. Therefore, it should be concluded that even the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not partial to anyone. Therefore, it should be concluded that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not partial to anyone. Everyone works under the influence of various modes of material nature, and when the various modes are prominent, the demigods and demons appear victorious under the influence of these modes. Everyone enjoys the fruits of his qualitative activities. And everyone enjoys the fruits of his qualitative activities. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, verse 11 to 13. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidya vivridam sattvam ityutam lobha pravrittir arambha karmanam asamaspriha radhyasyatani jayante vivride bharatarshava aprakasha pravrittisya pramado moha evacha tamasi etani jayante vivride kurunandana. The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment and uncontrollable desire, hankering and intense endeavor develop. O son of Kuru, when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, madness, illusion, inertia, and darkness are manifested. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart, simply gives the result of the increase in the various qualities, but he is impartial. He supervises victory and loss, but he does not take part in them. The various modes of material nature do not work all at once. The interaction of these modes are exactly like seasonal changes. Sometimes there is an increasement of Rajagun, sometimes of Tamagun, and sometimes Sattvagun. Generally, the demigods are surcharged with Sattvagun, and therefore when the demons and demigods fight, the demigods will be victorious because of the prominence of the Sattvagun qualities. However, this is not the partiality of the Supreme Lord. Namah Vishnu Pai Krishna Krishna Gatari Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Vengadavani Prichana Nivisas So the verse was Jaya Kalati Sattvasya Devarshin Rajaso Sudan Tamaso Yaksha Rakshansi Tat Kalam Guno Bhajan. When the quality of goodness is prominent, the sages and demigods flourish with the help of that quality, with which they are infused and surcharged by the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when the mode of passion is prominent, the demons flourish. And when ignorance is prominent, the yakshas and rakshasas flourish. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in everyone's heart, fostering the reactions of Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. So time and tide waits for no one. So of course we could argue that we don't care if Tamagun, Rajagun or Sattvagun is prominent. We just go on and preach. I suppose that we should do. But here it's explained how the various qualities do influence. I mean, it's like they do influence, and if we are now in a sattvic personality, we will flourish in a sattvic environment, if we say like that. If you are a rajasic personality, we will flourish in a rajasic environment, and if you are a tamasic personality, we will be happy. I don't know if we'll be happy, but we will feel at home in the tamasic environment. Whether we have to, that's another question. There was the very interesting thing in, I think it was New York, I heard. They had a problem at the central bus station. There was all these homeless people coming there and hanging around and occupying the benches and even claiming, this is my place, don't intrude here. So then they tried different things to get rid of them, but it didn't work. And finally they did one thing that worked. And there was a sound system where they had played music. So they started to play this more refined music. Beethoven or whatever else it was, classical music. And then the homeless people disappeared. Nothing better but homeless people. But in this case, they were influenced by the mode of passion. They were definitely influenced by the mode of passion and specifically ignorance. And they just simply did not feel at home in the more refined environment of classical music. It's a true story. Okay, so then we can see how we react. Those who are sattvic will be attracted to the sattvic things, and rajasic will be attracted to this and like that. Now everything has also its own time. So I think time and time, since I say time and time waits for no one. I don't know if that's relevant here, but the point is, I see the time, it looks like me, the river is just floating on. Sometimes maybe the river is calm and peaceful, and then other times there's this, what do you call it, ford, maybe they call it a ford, water falls, and you can have all kind of things, different stages. It has different tempo, if you say like that, the river. So the time also has like a different tempos coming with the different times. So of course that is a challenge, And if you're going to build a house, then we take where we used to not care. We didn't care. And temple, nowhere, and it doesn't matter, just build it somewhere. Just the chanting of the holy name purifies it, rectifies everything. And that may also be true. I mean, the chanting of the holy name is always pure and beneficial and like that. But still, there may be situations, one can take other things in consideration also, maybe in order to amplify the effect of the chanting of the holy name. That's like, we try, at least we try, and we try to get as much rounds as possible done in the morning. Why in the morning? What's the problem? I mean, some devotees who really chant like anything in the evening, and others like myself is quite real and really useless in the evening. So there is sometimes more favorable for sattvic, or we can say spiritual activities, and sometimes the less favorable. So we try to, when this kind of activities, put it in that slot of time during the day when it's favorable, when the breeze is favorable, or if you're going to go with a ship, even if a sail ship, specifically if it's a sail ship, you're waiting for the favorable breeze. I mean, you're gonna travel, but the point is you're waiting for the favorable breeze, because then actually you will move on. Otherwise you can, no, we don't care for this breeze here. We're just gonna sail on, but it doesn't work like that really. So we can take into consideration the various times, places and circumstances, depending on what kind of activities we want to perform. Also, like I heard, someone said that when you distribute books, well, there was something, if you are in a street with trees, you can test it out. If you have any such streets in Copenhagen to distribute books or distribute, then if there's trees, and like alleys of trees or whatever, a little bit like that, then he found at least that it was easier to distribute there. People was more peaceful, was easily to get them to stop. Otherwise, we like to stay. We did like to stay just like where it was most busy and everyone was running, where it was the philosophy being that the more people is there, the better. But then people end up being so busy and in such a hurry that they don't have time to stop, and they just find use of botheration. So So therefore it can be a little bit different where you go. So the distribute books is always good, but then you're going to be as effective as possible, get as many books out, reach as many persons positively as possible. So then we may look for what is a good spot. Why are we looking for the good spot? And there's some places we certainly avoid just to save ourselves. And with the pornographic shops and like that, at least as far as I'm concerned, that we keep out of it, because it's such an environment that I don't want to go in there and have that influence on my psyche, my mind, in my energy system. So because that's maybe when you go from shop to shop and from office to office, that usually was what I liked the best at the end of my career as a Sankirtan and distributor. Then was getting to them places and I could give them the book and record and explain it. And many times you could maybe get better donations there, if that now matters anything. Okay, so the point is, depending on the activity, then you search a different place. Or a different place has a different quality, and that then resonates with what you want to achieve, if you say like that. So here is, so we are in the age of Kali, and it's really a bad time. Still, we are preaching, because, okay, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said we should preach. Because then in the age of Kali, then of course, where should we go to the worst place to preach? Well, maybe it's not so bad sometimes, like Maharaj who pointed out yesterday that I came in contact with. He had a question, what on earth was I doing at Reeperbahn in Hungary? Maharaj was like, what did I have to do there? What, me? Why I? But that's an amazing thing, that the devotees went to make Harinam on Reeperbahn in Hamburg. Now you maybe don't know what Reeperbahn in Hamburg is. And if you don't know it, be happy. don't bother about it. But it's an integrated place where all sinful activities are performed. But the point was that the devotees then, 69, was with Hansabuddha. They had this philosophy that we're going to save the most fallen. So where will you find the most fallen people? At Reeperbahn. And they went there to make Harinam. And they made Harinam and had a special code word if they were attacked. Because they got regularly attacked. The people, there they have the people who throw in people, not. They have the persons who throw in the guests, they don't throw out the guests. So they have these people guarding outside. And then what are you doing? These rough German whatever soldiers or something. So they went there in this most ignorant place, or Rajasik, and they were chanting Hare Krishna. And the reality was that they made quite some devotees there. I mean, I wasn't really made there.